the European Union is keeping the door open for diplomacy. On Sunday, Commission President Ursula von der Leyen confirmed that the bloc prefers a negotiated solution to trade tensions with the United States. As a gesture of goodwill, the EU will extend its suspension of countermeasures on US tariffs until early August. Von der Leyen stressed that while the EU has robust tools at its disposal, including the anti-coercion instrument, these are meant for exceptional circumstances. For now, Brussels is holding back, but staying ready.
The United States have sent us a letter with measures that would come into effect unless there is a negotiated solution. So we will therefore also extend the suspension of our countermeasures till early August. And at the same time, we will continue to prepare further countermeasures so we are fully prepared. Very important in this is always the second and the third element. The second element is to diversify our trade relationships. So this big and important political agreement on a free trade agreement with Indonesia is today a huge milestone forward and shows that we are looking for new open market. So we have, as you know, a two-track approach. It's very important. We have always been very clear that we prefer a negotiated solution. This remains the case, and we will use the time that we have now till the 1st of August. And on the second track, since the very beginning, we have worked and now are ready to respond with countermeasures. We've prepared for this, and we can respond with countermeasures if necessary. So this two-track approach pays off because we are prepared. On your question, as you know, we have prepared and agreed on a first list of countermeasures. We have developed a second potential list of countermeasures that is by now agreed to. And the ACI is created for extraordinary situations. We are not there yet. This is very important. This is now the time for negotiations, but this also shows we are prepared for all eventual scenarios.
Rattled by the proposed 30% tariffs, French cheese and wine producers are voicing concern over President Donald Trump's threat to impose duties on EU imports, a move they warn could seriously impact France's agricultural sector. Francois Xavier Huard, head of the French Dairy Association FNIL, said while the industry had been monitoring rising tariffs, a 30% hike is a major shock. He criticized the broader direction of US trade policy, calling it part of a push by the Trump administration to completely shake up global trade. Huard added that, in light of the uncertainty, producers may need to rethink their strategy and reevaluate which international markets they rely on.
C'est un marché très important pour nous. C'est un marché d'environ 350 millions d'euros chaque année de produits laitiers, en particulier des fromages. On exporte chaque année 25 000 tonnes de fromage aux États-Unis, donc c'est un choc, même si malheureusement on s'y attendait un petit peu et on commençait à voir apparaître des chiffres, notamment sur des évolutions de taxes qui étaient assez significatifs, mais 30% c'est quand même un vrai choc. Et c'est un très mauvais signal envoyé aux partenaires commerciaux européens. Cette mesure-là intervient dans une volonté de la part du président des États-Unis et de la nouvelle gouvernance aux États-Unis de mettre en place un système qui chamboule complètement le commerce mondial et qui crée des effets, on va dire, de choc auprès de ses partenaires commerciaux. Ça remet à plat complètement le commerce tel qu'on le connaît dans le monde depuis, on va dire, la fin de la Deuxième Guerre mondiale.
A Europe-based banking analyst is urging a tougher response to US President Donald Trump's latest tariff threat. Trump has warned that starting 1st August, a 30% tariff could be imposed on imports from both Mexico and the European Union. The call for a firmer stance comes as concerns mount over the global fallout of Washington's increasingly aggressive trade policy.
Obviously, this is a big shock overall because 30%, this is on the upper end of the expectation that markets had with respect to the outcome of the so-called negotiations. If you look at the trade issue in an isolated way, I would very much recommend to take a hard stance, because in my view, and this is also confirmed by economic models, the United States might even suffer more than the European Union from those tariffs which are implemented by or planned to be implemented by the European Union. The tariffs will provoke an inflationary impact in the United States. And inflation means less purchasing power for the people and for consumers. And the United States is very much reliant on consumption as a driver of the United States economic growth. And by this way, it will take quite a significant hit the economy. And so there is some leverage here. And I think the hope is more that you put pressure on those companies, and those companies go to the White House and put pressure on those who are responsible there and say, okay, let's. Why don't you think this twice if it's really necessary to do this?
Amid speculation that the EU might retaliate, it has made its position clear. It still prefers a negotiated resolution to trade tensions with the United States. For now, the EU is opting for diplomacy, but not without preparation.